I appreciate love that there is a lot of dark energy to be battled against at the minute by many of us who are doing it intentionally, consciously looking at our shadow selves, at the darker depths that we have inside, our secrets, our weaknesses, our shadows. And there are others who are confronted by darker energies that grip hold and take hold of us, perhaps without our knowing. Peace begins within, as Noradine put it. One of my favourite tracks, actually. But everything else that we view in life always will stem from the way that we view ourselves and the situation and the happiness that we cultivate in our own hearts. So if we're continually seeing negativity and problems and unhappiness or stress or anxiety, it's likely that it's coming from us. None of this is about right or wrong. We just move through our own lives at our own pace and have these personal discoveries and these moments of enlightenment, be that through natural spiritual awakenings or with psychedelic medicine, plant medicine, herb, or through seeing someone talk or a powerful video, moments with friends. In the dream state, we can all have these wake-up moments from a variety of sort of sources, catalysts. People can be catalysts, especially in closer relationships, friends and family. You know, we when disagreements occur, sometimes people shy away from viewing differences of opinion as they sit as only negative. Where actually sometimes when you have these uncomfortable moments in closer relationships, be that intimate or friends and family, they help build relationships, because ultimately you're being honest and vocal about your opinions, which is nobody else's but yours, your truth. So it's not about right or wrong or true or not, it's going to be your version of the truth, and the other person will have their version of the truth. And then in the middle, this disagreement or difference of opinion, however it's being communicated, hopefully with respect and gentle and loving intention, differences give us the chance to see whether we're in alignment with this person or this situation. And it's not about being better or not, it's just about differences. And this is a magical world that we live in, full of multiple realms and different types of people, all on different paths with different life purposes. And finding that later on in life, because we're all still very young, you know, I'm only 38, on society's terms, my timeline is already up, my time's up apparently, because I haven't done it in the ways that other people have done it. But I'm cool with that. It seems that other people have opinions about that, so that's just part of what I've got to hear or receive, and move away from that sort of judgment, because I do things differently. And I guess this is a post about sort of celebrating differences, because when they come about, it gives us a chance to honour these relationships, to see whether we can hold space for each other respectfully, calmly, whether we can sit down and talk, or whether things morph into getting personal and things that I find quite unnecessary. A lot of the conflict management and a lot of the, I'm itching, a bit nervous now, but yeah, a lot of the conflict management, a lot of things that I learned through work and through leadership courses, having been taught to look at myself and areas that I needed to be more compassionate in, and less aggressive and less rigid, disciplined. I've had to work on control and things over the years. We all have different traits that sometimes can become obsessive or compulsive, or control the way that we think and observe the other. And really, we all have similar qualities, and so what compassion and self-inquiry and self-awareness and all this shadow work is really, really hard. It's really, really difficult, and it's continual. Like, we do it till the day that we die, and we know our shadows, and we go in cycles and things that, and they'll be triggered by certain events. And if we feel lonesome, or if we feel high, or if we're, you know, on plant medicine, certain things will come. But if others around us choose not to, or are on a different path, I was going to say choose not to address their own emotional regulation and outbursts and reactivity to situations, rather than talk respectfully through problems and disagreements, then it's likely that the people that are going to look at themselves, or just try to cultivate peace in their life, that the distance or the frequency gap will be greater between these people, these individuals. And there is not a right or wrong there. There is only difference, and everybody has a different path and purpose. And maybe that was a slight tangent. Yeah, me finding mine quite well later on in life, and very differently to other people, and how I express myself is very different. It's very new to me. It's very new to me to be triggering people in ways that I'm not used to. And when we set boundaries and start creating communication that we feel is the best for us, and allowing someone else to communicate in the way that they need, as long as it's healthy and respectful, then no decisions need to be final. You can just work things out, or the frequency gap will just continue to grow, and the distance and relationships will shift and change and ebb and flow. Like, nothing needs to be consistent all the time, unless you're in close, intimate marriage, partnership, I guess. You know, there's a level of attachment and codependency that happens when people feel lonely and haven't found their purpose, or haven't found their happiness in their heart. And this is not a judgment on anybody, because it is really difficult to navigate the professional landscape, and the spiritual landscape, and the wellness sector, and all of these different areas, when people just want to sort of find themselves, find ourselves, find what makes us tick, how we can take practical action to make that a reality, a financially viable, a solid business, life, whatever that is. And so, as someone who I was trying to continue to cultivate that consciously, and obviously sometimes I need silence and distance away from people, I'm finding it very difficult to be open about a lot of things, and people mistake privacy and secrecy, and I'm finding it very difficult to share at the moment, and hold space right now, because I'm still tweaking a few things, and just reflecting on some of the stuff that I went through, and letting that go. That is a process. It's not like things just happen and we deal with it and then it's gone. There's remnants of these memories, however destructive, however beautiful, that come back, and I was going to say some can be distorted because we want to see things in a good light, and we, mistake or overlook red flags because we want to give people the benefit of the doubt. We want to give people a chance to practice loving intention. And I think something that I learned through work and just self-observation is, everything is about intention. If we don't have intention, why are we doing anything? So if the intention of speaking words was the intention of rising in the day, or the intention of doing this action, if we don't connect with the intention, why are we doing it? And so if we can't think of the intention immediately, then sometimes that takes a little bit of time to reflect and to think about, and that might be solo work, i.e. not around people and not having the energy to share continuously, or to keep in touch with people, or to maintain relationships in ways that maybe you have done in the past because you've overgiven and you've been available 24/7 to everybody. That isn't a healthy, balanced relationship. For me, that's the way I view it. I don't want to be available to everyone all the time, 24/7. It's different if someone is a mother and, you know, all of this kind of stuff. Relationships will shift depending on who we are in the world. Where I'm at the minute, we can hold space for ourselves, and we hold space for the other when we feel in alignment. And that hasn't been at the moment for me. It will come. I thought it was going to be earlier and I was going to be doing some sound bars and things, but it's just not happened that way. And we can't judge ourselves for these changes. We can't judge ourselves for energetic shifts that affect people very, very differently in the world. We can't change the way we feel if it's incredibly deeply as an empath. We can't keep explaining to people that we're an empath and we feel very deeply, because it just doesn't get overstood. So to any of the empaths out there, I really sort of resonate with you at the minute of like how difficult it is to continue to try to justify oneself or one's actions, even if, yeah, we know we shouldn't, but out of love and respect for intimate relationships, we sort of share our truth. Is that I see you, I know how deeply you feel, I know how, and I'm holding back emotions here because this is very hard, it's very, very deep, the way that we feel. And sorry, little awkward laugh, I struggle to see how that affects someone else. When someone expresses their needs, when someone expresses who they are to somebody else, why would it trigger that other person if that person was healed? Everything should be a blank canvas, and I'm certainly not perfect. I'm going to be, you know, if someone comes at me in the street and we have an argument, yeah, I'm likely to shout or bite or swear. I don't get personal. I will not ever get personal with people, because it's not my right to go around judging and picking out what someone else considers weak points or judgments on their character to annihilate someone in an argument. We can disagree and have a difference of opinion and go our separate ways in a respectful environment, or nurture and continue to cultivate love in that relationship. So to the sensitives out there, to the empaths who feel very, very, very deeply, we don't have to justify anything to anyone. With hands on heart, if we know that all we can do in life is our best, and we rise to the day every day and we try our best, there's not anything else to do. So love to the hearts that feel very, very deeply. Love to the hurting hearts right now. But it is time to stop blaming other people and stop picking and poking and being mean, saying shit things to people who do not deserve it. Because all it is creating a negative environment for your physical body, your spiritual body. It's creating negative karma in your environment, and then we stifle our own blessings because we're being like this to other people. We're harbouring this resentment. Nobody really should have resentment in their heart. Like, the heart is a pure organ for love of self. So I don't know if people we're forgetting why we love ourselves. You know, I know why I love myself. It's taken me a long time to get here, and it continues to trigger people around me, so maybe they haven't found why they love themselves. But I can't be held accountable or responsible for that just because I've changed my behaviour or changed the way that I interact with the world. I might have a complex mind, but I'm a very simple woman. I like to walk, I like some nice nourishment, I like a bit of fun, I like a bit of ganja, I like a mush. I like to be in service of the people. I like to travel. So if we've forgotten why we wake up in the morning, what's the intention? Why do we love ourselves? Then I think these are questions that we need to start asking ourselves, because the relationship to self dictates our behaviour with everybody else. And as somebody who has worked very hard, I haven't got it right all the time, or right or wrong, I don't like that. I'm going to say, like, still fuck up. You know, I don't believe in there are mistakes in life, but there's going to be things that come out from an emotional space sometimes, because this is a human experience and I've signed up for certain things. So all of these lessons, I just accumulate and take them on as we go. And yeah, it's been uncomfortable, it's been painful, but we can't go through life avoiding pain. We can't go through life do that. If people do that, that's cool. Then we're not going to be able to gravitate towards each other, because my only intention is to get better. Once we know we must do better, like before I didn't know certain things about human relationships and now I do. I obviously have to change my behaviour, because I'm moving from a more healed space than where it was before. 1551 on the clock. There's a lot of mirroring, there's a lot of triggering, and all I can say is, hand on heart, my intention is love all the time. As I said, I'm not going to get on with everybody. That doesn't mean I don't have love in my heart and I don't act with loving intention. It just means I've got boundaries up and my energy is not available to everybody 24/7. And for non-reciprocal relationships, if someone doesn't show me respect, I'm cool. We can't vibe. And I would love this season of August in England, slight sun, but not too much, to be a radiant, sunny, strong time where we claim our personal power again and stop blaming other people, stop putting stuff on others, when this life is only about our single solo journey. As I said, sharing in loving relationships, giving thanks to the ancestors, to our parents, to those around us who show us love and continue. But doesn't mean we're not going to have differences of opinions or disagreements, or we have to shy away from uncomfortable moments. No, that's not how I want to live as an authentic person. And so if that's going to trigger people, 1717, I'm off ski.